Hey guys, welcome to the show. We got Greg, we got Rylock. What's going on? Thanks everybody else. I can't see who's actually here. Brian, what's up, dude? Yeah. We got some more deathcore for you guys today. We're gonna do some cool stuff, actually. Let me, sorry, my UI changed a bit. I don't know what's going on, but... Oh, let's see. Bartosz Badinsky? Badinsky. If you're hanging out there, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Although I think that was before we streamed. I don't know. Yeah, timing-wise. Anyways, guys, we got people on YouTube. We got people on Twitch. We will see if we've got the chat working. Alright. We got some cool stuff. I know it says Armored Column in the title, but I got, these are the marshals that I was working on yesterday all done. Sorry, it's tough to adjust There we go. Yeah. Got some... I'll get them even closer because I can't. Ooh, there we go. Yeah. Got some nice details. I'm really pleased with how the cloak turned out, the coat. Got some good textures in the dirt. It's Power Fist. All the stuff going on for them. Got the next guy. He's got about the same thing kind of going on with his coat and his armor. We got the plasma pistol. Power sword. He's got the good details. We're gonna get some little dry brush and the snow on the basing. So those guys are just about finished. Set them over here. Alright, what are we working on today? Let me put this back. I got this bad boy right here. Typhus Corrosion. I might use a whole bottle today. We'll see. That might take a lot. I don't know. If you guys are local and you need some Typhus Corrosion, we'll have 3 or 4 pots on the shelf. This stuff is amazing. It's got this like oily color to it. This kind of inky, stainy kind of stuff, and just the tiniest bits of grit. And the way they kind of held together on it. Make it awesome for weathering. Use TC on a sword and looks badass. Like the minute it touches, simply an infection. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty great stuff. But what's up? How's everybody doing today? Let me just take a look and see if I need to. Nope, this is good. I don't really need to shake it anymore. So, I'll show you guys. Get some of this and just streak it out. That right there is what we're going for. And you just get the very little bits of grit in it. And it kind of... get it to streak down. It's also great to kind of... It's not going to do the same thing on this unpainted plastic, but you can like streak it down with your finger. Nice. Nice, classy. Shit, which one did I open? Not that one. This one. Alright. Am I gonna paint out of the pot? I might be painting out of the pot. We're gonna bring this back. Alright, armored column, guys. Sorry that I'll be cheesed. Don't say that, you're gonna make me feel old. Oh. I already had people questioning my age today. Okay. Alright, we already got some of the weathering. This is really more of a chipping kind of thing going on. But let me not knock that over. I may not need the palette. As we can just straight up go in here with some of this. And I do just want to use my small brush. And you can just kind of oh, how about over here? How about over here? And we're just gonna we're gonna pick out some spots where things would kind of end up pooling and then dripping down. Or kind of just, maybe it's collecting. Down in here. Maybe it's collecting down in there and then dripping over. I'm not appreciating this brush. This isn't the point I was trying to find. It will do. Okay. Well, you're on YouTube, dude. Drip it down. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to do with y'all sometimes. This isn't the brush I wanted. This isn't where I parked my car. Drop it everywhere. Yeah? Yeah. Just for you. I might. Oh god, dude. Listen, I don't want to rub off these tanks, okay? Just kind of feather it down like that. Put some in here. We need to up their maintenance budget. Yeah, yeah. Dude, it's seen action, okay? It's seen action. Maybe their commissar needs to start getting at their mechanics. I don't know. Well, really, with Krieg, you gotta think about they're out in the field in the, like, the really nasty planets, you know? With the The hostile environments. Minnie's been in some pretty tight places, yeah. Alright, I'm losing some of this chat. Oh, no, there it goes. Okay, great. Alright, I don't need to go too crazy. I spent too much time doing this on 9. I don't know, what kind of Bane Blade? The Bane Blade is 2. You are the only person who'd pay for a commission of an army that looks like it just rolled off the assembly line. No, dude, you're definitely not the only one. In fact, if you get Tabletop Plus armies, vehicles from us, they're fresh off the assembly line. You gotta pay extra for that weathering, dude. That's one of the like things that distinguishes our projects. Really, it's like either if you're getting vehicles and you want them to be like more than just tabletop, you're either gonna get a lot of like transfers and super highlights or varying the color panels and stuff like that, or maybe a combination of you're gonna get some weathering and some other stuff. Not exactly happy with that, but that's what's gonna set you apart. Oh yeah, great. Here. I should be keeping track of where I am. Let's go right under here. It's good to have a plan. If you're doing details like this and you're on a vehicle, just like pick a side and then go to the next one and then go to the next one. Just so you can make sure you don't lose yourself jumping around or whatever. Let's go ahead and do the top turret. It's Friday, guys. Doesn't feel like Friday. Well, kind of feels like Friday. What's my favorite tabletop minis moment of my life? Wow. That is a good question, dude. Okay, best case scenario for me was when it's 5th edition and I had Grandmaster Belial of the Deathwing take on a Swarm Lord, hand-to-hand combat, and best him. Now, mind you, Swarm Lord was 5th edition. You had a power weapon to beat all armor. Thankfully, he had a Storm Shield. But Swarm Lord was the big character hype tyrant, and his rules were you have to re-roll successful saves against his wounds. So that's tough for anybody to take on. Hey, giving up the goat. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for tuning in, man. Hope you enjoy this stream. We're working on some tanks, man. So that's pretty incredible. And worst case scenario for me, which is still pretty amazing, and it was like the one time I got to see this happen, I was playing in a doubles tournament, and one of the dudes brought the knight with like their power gauntlet, and theater of the mind a little bit, but he came up, wrecked my Land Raider that had 7 or 8 Terminators in it, including a character, and then they disembarked, and he threw. Then you get to throw the vehicle. You get to place a large blast and put it somewhere. So basically, the knight grabbed my Land Raider, crunched it, shook all the guys out of it, and then threw the Land Raider back on top of them because I lost 3 guys after that. It's pretty fucking cool. I was like, I can't even be mad at that. That's a moral victory for me because I never seen that. Ooh. I also almost had an Imperial Guard commander kill a Demon Prince. Apocalypse 5th edition? Or 6th edition, I think it was. You had all these, it's basically like the beginning of stratagems. You'd get these cards that you could do things, and one of the guard ones was Danger Close, or something like that. It's basically a Strength 8, AP3 artillery barrage, which is like a barrage of small templates. But you could only use it on Overwatch. This is pretty funny. It's pretty funny to do that. Yeah, I don't know what beyond that. I've played for a really long time. Not so much in the past couple years, but you guys, I think that's a good. Let's share stories. Share your stories. What do you guys got? I also love Typhus Corrosion because it's totally fine to just I'm gonna rub it with my finger. Though there's not a lot of places here that can fit my finger into. Kath, do what you want with that. All right, somebody else has to offer up some answers, man. That was just a bunch of nonsense right there. Oh yeah, right over here. This stuff, it's really easy to apply. So good. All of this stuff. Alright. I think that's about enough, except I'm gonna get quite a bit. Just kind of. Cool. So, Monday, varnish and oil wash. Tuesday, slush. Then we're done. Okay. Pretty good with that guy. Do these one by one. Some of these don't have as many nooks and crannies, so to speak, to put this stuff into, so it won't take as long. So we may get to doing some snow. Yay! Alright, I said, people, give me your greatest mini moments. I want to hear it. Right? Like, you can't just ask me that question and then not reciprocate, man. Hey, Brandon McGuire, thank you for the follow. Thanks for tuning in. Wait, how do you one-shot a Nazgul with a Hobbit wielding a club? That's dope. Oh, man. Oh, man. I always wanted to play that game, but... yeah. Too many games. Too little time. I already have like 2.5 unpainted armies. And you know what? You can always kind of like go back to and just add like another layer of another layer to the oil, to the dirt. I almost dropped that. That would be so like, where's it good? Well, even just like up in here. Down in there. Here's a good spot to do this. We got a big hatch. Who knows what's in here? Totally just... oh yeah, there we go. Just like that, guys. Let's get some nice layering to that. Loving it. Do some. Doesn't always have to streak. Just kind of show some of the dirty texture in there. Gotta be careful if I'm doing this, but maybe it gets onto the white down here. Most of this off my brush first before we start doing that. I think at one point I had a streak of 22 armor saves in a row on my Terminators. And that was in 5th when they were a lot more powerful. And that, at that point, that's just game, you know. It was like... Do you think, though, your favorite thing about minis in general is the friends? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty great. And then at the same time, I've met some very annoying and crazy people. Greg knows. Greg knows. Ask Shin. Hey, I met Shin playing 40k. Yeah! Let's do this. Let's get some... Get some gunk. Alright, when we do the mud and the slush last, it's gonna go all over this. But we got these cool gears down here. And let's do... Because the main guy and all the stuff in your set is a giant douche nozzle. Sorry, not douche nozzle. Douche nozzle. I like that. Yeah. I did used to, like, I don't really play really competitive, but I used to go to the Games Workshop store that's local and with a buddy of mine on Saturdays, and we play doubles and clean house. Like, it's kind of fun. Kind of. Alright, I got this big one right here, so let's slop the stuff on the back here. I'm just gonna pile it up back here. That was too much. Cool. Alright, I think that's all I need the big one for. I thought I was going to use a whole pot of this. We've only done 2 so far. And we have a Bane Blade.
How's the typhus corrosion consumption going?
It's fine. I totally have enough. I have more than enough. I'm probably not using a whole bottle, but I forgot how this stuff goes a long way. Well, I'm not doing terrain. Not getting any of the chunks. Any of the chunks. No. No, they don't. What? No. Does it have machine guns? That's a Redeem. It's a Land Raider Redeemer. Redeemer is the word I'm looking for. So many Redemptors and shit now. Yeah. Oh god, when they first came out for Sigmar, all the corn, it was like the murder rape skull fuckers or whatever, and the skull murder rape fuckers, and the blooder skull ragers fuckers.
That's an actual name.
Yeah, no, we know. Blood Secrators, just... What is? Ryan, how are those cheap auctions looking? With the sorry, not cheap. The low starting bid auctions. You guys should check those out. We got some auctions online.
There was some things that like still don't have any bids, like $15 starting bids.
Wow.
Yeah, we have some chosen axes up there
For
for $5
$5? What?
right
Starting bid for a week or what?
now. Yes. It's a week auction.
Okay.
You said they wouldn't sell. Yes.
What did?
Some of those tacky dragon figurines.
Did they really?
The music box one specifically.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Chariots of Fire.
Not all of them though, right?
Just one of them.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I think 2 or 3 sold.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. How we even got those?
Got a $40 bid on a slaughter bird.
The consignor reached out to us and said they had dragon figures, and we decided to have a look at them, and
Yeah.
we decided, what the heck, let's give it a try. And
Out of the goodness of his heart.
Again.
Yeah. I've made a huge mistake. Am I still live, guys? Is chat still going? Trying to talk to y'all.
Hey Ryan,
What up?
you wanted to know about some of the auctions?
Yeah, like,
Okay, here's a really good price. No bids yet. $50 on 10 Primaris Hellblaster Space Wolves painted.
yeah, those are,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Who's the Demon Prince?
Yeah, there's a Night Lord's Demon Prince Kibash painted. That we did.
Is that the one me or the one John
So
painted?
the giant wing and like little glowing fire.
Yeah, it's a $15 starting bid.
Caleb, what was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Seekers of Slanish, painted ready to ship. $25 starting bid. There's 5 of them.
Catherine, sub, thanks, buddy. Woo. Appreciate that.
We have a $40
Get some hype.
slaughter brew painted.
I don't know if y'all can hear Brian, but we got some crazy cheap
Yeah, auctions.
auctions. They're starting crazy cheap. I don't know if
Yeah.
they might go high, they might not. You
No,
guys
no,
should
those
check
two
them out.
auctions.
Yeah.
We're having at these prices where we can.
Just filter all our quotes by auction. You can see all of them.
Yeah. There are also numerous Facebook posts recently about several of those, so you can find them that way. You're stalking them? Shush. Rylok's like, shut up, guys. Like, I want to get that low bid. Give me that gunk. Gunk. All about that gunk. You know, I almost want to be like... working 2 brushes, too? Yeah, this one's getting a little dirty with all that shit. Oh man, these things are so cool. So cool. So over the weekend, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow night, I might be streaming, I gotta finish this guy up for Tyler. Wizard AU, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the show. So I got this guy too. He actually has to get painted black. He is I didn't realize he's a tank commander commissar, because that's a thing. So he's gonna get painted up too. I'm gonna work on those 2 guys over the weekend. I may be streaming from my house. I don't think I have white metal set up there, but I have my own. I'll post in Discord. We'll be working on some white metal stuff. Having some fun. You know what we're gonna have to do is go in and get these lenses. Oh, and the heat effects. Yeah. By heat effects, I mean the blasts. Okay. Now my brain is starting to like, this is starting to run together. I haven't done this side, because this is the second Lehman Russ I've done now. I did this side, we did the back, did this part of the turret. And we don't really have that much on the front, so...
But it's on the board.
Yeah.
That's it right now.
It's a good compliment for sale as well. The caliber of this, it's got a good spread of work from all different perspectives.
Get that gritty grit. You know what, I should probably focus on not putting it near the bottom because we are gonna do some more texture and work down there in the tracks. The idea is, you know, we're gonna have slush and like this dark gray dirt, and like some of the areas back here, the slush is gonna pile up as the tracks, you know, bringing it up. It's gonna be subtle though. This is also the friggin' engine back here, so. Gotta be careful how much we're putting on. It's a little weird looking. I heard it too, I don't know. It might have been like Mark or Taylor's in the back, Brian. The guy has some, right? We should put some typhus corrosion like on his face. No. Alright, that one's good. That one's good. 3 down. 5 and change to go. Oh, this is the one with the loose cannon. Shoot. Okay. Alright, let me see. We've been on for an hour? We've been on for an hour? Almost 3. Okay. Just gotta keep an eye, guys. That's that's some stuff. This way, guys. Is that me? Hang on one sec, guys. Sorry. Hey. Okay, let me call you back 2 minutes, okay? Thanks. Okay. We're gonna take a break right now. 5 minutes, guys. I will be right back. We will continue with the Titus Corrosion. And I'm gonna make sure we get to the blast effects too. So stay tuned, y'all. I'll be right back. Thanks for hanging tight, guys. We are going to continue with this gunk. Typhus Corrosion. We got... I'm like looking at my animations. Everybody's watching from Twitch. Maybe this is Twitch distributing Facebook?
We got flagged again on YouTube yesterday.
What? From what?
Whatever music you were
From Warcraft music? Wow.
Whatever music it was, it got flagged again.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I don't care. It's just interesting.
That's weird.
It's very clear that on YouTube you literally cannot play anything.
I guess.
I just sampled video for a guy one time just using some Kendall covers, like clipped the song. It
Yeah.
was only up like a few hours. It was private, so only one person could see it. And they flagged it and took it down. By the time you saw it, they linked that they're canned like music instead of the stuff I had. So the whole edit was worthless.
Wow. Wow. That's weird. Literally the soundtrack from a video game from 18 years ago. It's wild. Although maybe they're getting harder on it because it's getting re-released.
Which game?
Warcraft 3?
No, it was.
They redid a lot of the models and textures and stuff. And
We didn't play the code. Yeah.
So they remastered it.
yeah.
They didn't change any like the gameplay mechanics or...
No, I think they've, like...
I think that's a really good... I just played The Last of Us Remastered,
Mm-hmm.
which is from 2013, and I think it's a great solution for people that haven't tried the game, because you get the best of the current look, plus the original archetypal play. But I've had friends of mine that basically argue that that's just a money grab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I've also heard from game designers who say that reskinning is a lot harder than people think it is.
Oh my god,
Like,
yeah.
it would be silly to assume that it is a money grab considering the amount of labor they put into
That is also a fair assessment, yeah.
it. So it's interesting that neither side is fully satisfied. Yet both sides, I don't know. It's
Whatever. People buy into it, they make money off of it, that's great. I'm totally fine. Like, I don't get the whole, oh my god, Disney's, ruining Star Wars, and they're just diluting it, there's so much coming out, and I'm like, I've enjoyed most of this, and if they're making tons of money on it, you know what that means? That means they're going to make more of it. And if there's more Star Wars content for me to enjoy...
Other people's opinion on that at all?
I get it, but I'm just saying... I love it. Bring it,
There was a really good review the other day on there was a game that came out called Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
And there's a streamer called Girlfriend Reviews, and she reviewed it.
Yeah.
Her review was really, in my opinion, on the money. She was like, her first half of the review was like, oh, this is so fun, this is great, and then she was like, hold on a second, this game literally borrowed from every game before it, and then she goes on to show 15 different games that had the mechanics of the game. And they were like, her basic premise was that this was just literally just a rehashing of a bunch of different games. There was nothing new to it.
Okay.
Anyway, I guess so her point was, if this wasn't Star Wars, would people play it? Like if it was let's say, just a new title, and they'd given it a new IP, would people have given it a good review? And her premise was no, not at all.
Huh.
Like in general, people would have hated the game.
Okay.
So I guess my question to you is, do the Star Wars standards get lower the more saturated they get? You know what I mean?
See, and I would be upset by that. I guess I haven't really met that yet. It hasn't gotten so, except for Last Jedi. Last Jedi, I don't think it's there. Not for
We
me.
get it. You hate Last Jedi.
But
I got it.
I think you're in the minority in this building.
that's fine.
Andy was here, he'd agree with you.
Andy was like a kid with just grown up body.
Wow.
So yes, I think Andy would agree.
Wow.
I mean, wow. Andy
No, I
knows what he
mean-
did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get any sort of letter of apology.
True. Vaughn, what's going on, dude? Welcome back. Yeah, God, where was I gonna go with that?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that you are easy to please, and I love the fact that you're
That's what she said?
Compliment.
he is easy to please.
When it comes to certain IPs, it's like, I realize it's like a cool thing to kind of hate them now, but World of Warcraft is super popular, you know?
I mean, I have no idea.
But it's just like, it has taken so, like, one of the things that makes it really good is they constantly update it, and every time they update it, if there's some just like generic MMO mechanic that somebody else has done that works, like to improve the game, they take it and they do it, you know?
I
Like,
have two friends that play World of Warcraft, and I've never heard them not complain about a release. They always buy it, but they always complain about it.
oh,
Hey, just a quick question. The Battle Sisters squad, Hunter ordered one. We got one in and you put it in the, not notes, it's not or another one for your, just Wi-Fi.
I did not receive. I was not here when that package came out, so I have no idea what came out.
That was one of the things that I put on your desk and you said that they were for Matt Morse earlier today.
Sure, I understand, but my point here is that Matt. Okay, why don't I go to another room because this is complicated. And I think
Rylock's in my minority. Yeah. I'm trying to think about, like, what games just kind of, like, steal. It's like when Darksiders came out. There was another game that came out at the same time. And both of them were extremely derivative of Zelda. Like, Darksiders didn't bring anything new. I'm going to talk about this again as soon as Caleb comes in. But it had great art and had a good story. And that made that, like, that game was good because of that.
The fact is that there's a lot of everything derives from each other.
Yeah.
This goes all the way back to like the Greeks. Like, there's no new, like, genuine new stuff.
Well,
The original Star Wars wasn't original. It took stuff from
There's
mythos and
all you can hope for is a format that hasn't been used in so long that it seems.
I don't know.
You go back and forth between Greek tragedy, Shakespearean stuff.
Okay. Here you go, Caleb, because we're talking about... I just came up with an example. Like, I came up with a good
I always love
example.
a good Star Wars debate.
And it's not like you're talking about Fallen Order. I have no idea if that game is good or not. Okay, I haven't played it. I haven't
It's
played.
satisfying, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's good.
Okay, well, like Darksiders. Darksiders
I haven't
is
played it, so you're going to have to give me some context.
it is literally Legend of Zelda, but it's no. Pause it because I'm talking and both of y'all just interrupted me and I'm trying to answer Caleb's question.
Alright, hold on.
It is based on a comic book that is like the end of the world, Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and
So it's its own IP.
it's its own IP,
But it
yeah.
borrows from Zelda.
But it is Zelda, like,
So it's a video game and it plays like Legend of Zelda.
yes.
The original Legend of Zelda.
The newer type,
It's
I don't
based
know.
on a Legend of Zelda game.
Correct.
So it's like a reskin.
Yeah, you
Or it
could.
uses the same.
Yeah, you can pretty much say that about it. And it's got like a little bit of a level talent system to it, but you know everything does. No, what I'm trying to point out is like it's got great art and it's got a great story, and
And bars are.
and it like there's nothing new gameplay wise. It's like you were saying about Fallen Order. Like if it stood on its own, it borrows from all these things. Would it be a good game? Would it be a bad game?
I think her point was it would be considered a bad game. It would be unmemorable if not that it was a Star Wars game.
Okay.
That was her point.
And my point is like Darksiders would be unmemorable, but it's got a great art and great story, which it borrows. But like you could say the same thing about the Star Wars thing. And you know, there could be bad Star Wars things. I mean, there definitely are. I can't tell you a lot of examples just because I can't think of them right now. But
You don't need. You're not gonna go ahead and just say Last Jedi again.
wow,
You
wow.
hate Last Jedi.
I
I've never heard you speak so negatively.
I know, but you just brought that up, so I was not gonna say that.
Well, so I haven't played Dark Side at all in that contest.
Yeah.
But I think your basic premise is that it's a great game that borrows mechanics. It literally steals mechanics. So I guess my answer to that would be, how much better would that game benefit from their own mechanics? Yeah. So how much?
Yeah.
Use that in Fallen Order.
Yeah.
How much better would Star Wars Fallen Order have been if they had just simply written their own mechanics? Because to use like The Last of Us as a good example,
Okay.
I loved the story in that game, and I thought the mechanics were meh. There
Yeah.
was nothing mechanical about that game that was new or exceptional. In a lot of ways, it was really basic. And for a game where these guys spend a huge amount of time sneaking around, I was really hoping for like a more in-depth sneak mechanic, or where they are constantly being outgunned.
It's also like
A more interactive environment or something.
Yeah.
Last of Us. It's like 6 or 7 years old or something.
It is, but I've played games from 6 or 7 years ago that had really revolutionary gameplay. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I played games from 20 years ago that had revolutionary gameplay.
Yeah.
At what point do you define something that's like original gameplay?
Yeah, that's...
I guess what I would say is that like something about it stands out. So for example, I'll use Bloodborne as a perfect example. Bloodborne had a really aggressive combat system where you were encouraged to hit your opponent back very quickly to regain health. That had never been introduced before. There had never been a game that tried something like that. It's not like I didn't end up mashing the hit button a lot. I did. Or using the jump button a lot. I did. It had a dodge mechanic and all that. But it had some other aspects that made it unique. Another thing that made it unique was when you died, your XP stuck around for a brief period of time. So it encouraged you to go back to that same spot to try to reclaim it.
But that's actually derived from the publisher's previous games, the Dark Souls series.
Yes, but they built that mechanic too. They're building off of their own mechanic. Like that's them increasing their mechanic.
Okay.
Like that'd be like if I built a house and then built a deck on the side. It's still my house. I'm just also
Star
building
Wars
it.
games has certain mechanics
No.
I expect from a Star Wars
Okay.
game. So then you can pull from those mechanics to make a game that's sort of expected and works well.
No, I think they could have definitely bought some new mechanics. I think
I
that's
don't disagree with you there, but
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that they didn't give people what they expect. I think that that's the problem, is that they always give people what they expect. And I think that to use The Last Jedi as an example, that was the first time in probably franchise history that people got what they didn't expect. And of course it upset people. Of course it did. Like obviously it did. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
that block in space. Like, I
See, I liked that quite a bit.
What?
I actually thought that worked quite well.
What did?
Leia's flight.
Oh.
People give that a hard time, but I mean the thing
haven't
is,
seen the movie, but I looked that up on YouTube.
I mean it's not really flight. It's not like she flies, and people use the Mary Poppins reference only because she's female. I mean, what happens is she's in space and she uses the Force to telekinetically move herself in a zero-G environment.
Sure.
What's the problem there? Like, I don't get it. The only thing people didn't like was the way it looked.
Yeah. I was about to say
It looked
the
terrible.
It didn't
posture.
look terrible to me.
The posture was definitely detracted.
What should the posture be? Because her posture, I recently rewatched this. Her posture is basically this. That's basically her posture.
Yeah.
Should she have like swayed?
No, but
Would've been the right I'm just saying, like, what is the
yeah.
posture? In
Maybe
zero
there's
G?
not a right posture for that situation. It
It looked
just
like she was gliding, and she was.
yeah. Skywalker was darker than a lot of Star Wars has been in the past, and people glossed over that. The times we see Palpatine are kind of scary. Yeah. I'll still say Rogue One is definitely the grittiest, as gritty as Star Wars gets, and I like that about it.
I like Rogue One. I just thought Rogue One pulled its punches, and it definitely like
Yeah.
they've done a lot of breakdown videos where they showed like how that happened, and it definitely felt like Star Wars by committee. Because the stuff that I liked best about it, they kind of like diminished. Although you will be happy to know there's been talks about a prequel to that movie showing, starring like the pilot in that droid.
Yeah.
Which I think would be very fun.
I could do that. I could do that.
You see this?
I mean, I think that like any big franchise, Star Wars is allowed to fumble too. Like, that's okay. It's not like every sci-fi genre I've ever seen had every episode good.
Yeah.
There's been bad episodes.
Alien 3.
So it's fine. They're allowed to.
That's the hill you die on. Wow, Rogue One was awful.
Who said that?
Rylock says that. He says, I know I'm in the minority on that, but you are. You're also wrong, but... No, I'm
I didn't
kidding.
think it was awful.
I'm kidding.
I didn't like the third act, but I liked the first ones.
There are parts of that where I'm just like, come on. And then they're like, I enjoy a lot of that movie.
I like the droid. He was the only character with personality. Everyone else was kind of like a paper cutout. The droid had the most rounded
Wow.
What about those two guys?
Which one?
The
It Man, yeah, Donnie, shit, what's his last name? Nope, this one I did.
This guy's got a big gun.
JC, Rob, what's going on, man? We're getting heated about Star Wars in here. Okay, so going back, just because I want to understand,
Sure.
like, your perspective. So if like every Star Wars game had like lightsaber combat, you know, and it very slow. Okay, yes, a lot of them do. Not all of them do, but several of them are just shooters, and I guess sometimes you get to, for 30 seconds, get to be Darth Vader or whatever. But
What's your question?
I'm getting there. So if they like kind of had the same mechanic, but slowly, game after game, improved on that and just had updated lightsaber combat, kind of in the same vein every time, is that a unique mechanic that you know, like you brought up Blood Rain or whatever, like, oh, they are early.
Hey there. How you guys doing?
Every other movie is 2 PG. Yeah. Yeah, Cathara. Yeah. Well, you also have to remember that, like, even like from the 90s until now, what's PG and what's PG-13 is very different. Like the line is getting drawn lower and lower, or higher and higher, I guess. I'm not exactly sure which way I was going with that, but I don't know. This is not a conversation I want to keep going on. What happened to everybody share their most magical, awesome moment with a miniature? I like that. I like that. Instead of me just getting attacked.
Okay, so it's sheetrock encapsulated.
What time is it? Almost 3:30. Okay.
I'm pretty viciously anti-Disney. For a long time, I was like, you know what, I shouldn't be like hating on other people's good time, you know, and like now that Disney's taken over the world, like I feel
see how many minis he could fit in his foam case. Fit in his hand. Yeah, I think that's where we're going, Cal. Now my heart's just gone. It's not in it anymore. Backdoor case? His backdoor case? Yeah. Oh, Calf. Calf. What am I gonna do with you, man? Alright, we're gonna... Hunter, that means you have to watch where you're, the websites that you're going to, dude. Come on. Sorry, I was making a joke. I'm sorry.
Gotta use Google Images as a buffer, man.
What?
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Just gonna gut this shit.
So a game doesn't
up.
have to have new mechanics to be great.
I'm just trying to clarify the point you made.
But I guess thinking back about the video games I've played over the years,
Yeah.
the games that have really stuck with me are the games that either have a great story or great mechanics, and preferably both. And just like any game, not all games rise to that.
Right.
Last of Us didn't rise to that in my opinion. They had a great story, but kind of mechanics. There was nothing wrong with the mechanics. There was just nothing new about them.
If you let Days Gone, it's like
Yeah, I think Days Gone has actually both. It has good story and good mechanics.
but
And
it's Last of Us mechanics, but like improved.
what I like about Days Gone mechanics, and for people who haven't played it, it's a zombie game. But one of the nice things about that mechanics, which also, by the way, they kind of stole from Horizon Zero Dawn. If you play Horizon Zero Dawn, it's almost the exact same basic idea.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the same studio, so maybe they're just using their own mechanics. But the core of the mechanics is you're getting chased by zombies a lot, and they have a mechanic where you can build supplies like ammo, and you can grab your bombs and all that stuff while running, and you can also slow down time while you're doing it. So it allows you to make good choices, and that was not only was it fun, but it added to the heightened sense of danger. Because I don't know, time slows down, which makes it more.
It's basically more than 3 zombies get around you, you're done.
Oh, it's and it's one of those things that even at the high levels, a couple zombies can kill you.
Yeah.
Which is one of the fascinating things about the game. Because you get tougher,
The horse get bigger.
the horse get bigger. So those mechanics worked well. It's not like it wasn't still at its core a first-person shooter. It was, or third-person shooter actually. But anyway,
I rage quit it.
you rage quit it. Why? What part?
There was a part where it was like the big horde once you hit the napalm.
Oh,
It won't let you
the
save.
sawmill horde.
It's like 30 minutes of prep.
Oh, shit.
to try to
Well,
find it.
I know how it is.
And then like you die, and even if you save right before you go back to the horde, it takes you all the way back to the beginning. The guy's lying. It's hard. I'll cover you from here. Like, I just sit there. Like while I'm with the horde.
Well, it's very beautiful. It does take some time. What I had to-
Caleb just said, "Get good, Brian."
You just have to leave and come back later. That's how I do it. I'll do you one worse. I got cocky the first time I did the sawmill, and I left my bike. Like, I rolled right up to the front of this thing, got off my bike, rolled in, and attacked. So the game would reset me, but it would also reset my bike where I parked it.
Yeah.
And so later I decided I wanted to leave. But I was like, I'm going to come back later. But I couldn't get my bike, because every time I rode my bike, I got killed.
Yeah.
So it took me, like, literally an hour
Just
to get my bike back. Because, like, I had to, like, fake them out and, like, run them away. And, like, I don't know, it's a whole thing.
I like when all that starts, like because you wanted to do donuts or whatever, and you messed up and didn't
Yeah.
do it, and then you died, and now you spend an hour trying to get your bike out of the middle of the road.
Ryan, you play a lot of Star Wars games? Can I ask you a question?
I have in the past.
Okay.
Like, I'm not, like, I haven't played Battlefront 2 really, or...
And I didn't either.
Yeah.
So, you know, but just out of curiosity, what kind of Star Wars games do you like versus what kind of Star Wars games do you not like? Because, like, here recently there was the game, what was it, that Battlefront?
Yeah.
People gave that game a lot of hard time because of the whole, like, pay for credit thing,
Which really could have been any Battlefront game. But, yeah.
I've had many discussions with Hunter over this, and we disagree over the core premise, but
Okay.
people definitely seem to be very upset about games where you pay to win, as a rule of thumb.
Yeah, absolutely. And they should. I think it's dumb, but...
Well, anyway, that was the major criticism of that game.
Yeah,
Did you play that game otherwise?
I did not.
So what's the last Star Wars game you did play?
That was, like, new and I bought.
I guess. I don't know. I guess any.
Um,
Like, the last Star Wars
guess
game
it's
I played
been
was
a
probably
while.
like Force Unleashed.
Oh, yeah. I played
was
1 and
right.
2, and I don't think I've... Those got...
That was it.
Those, I thought those were good games. I thought they got a little ridiculous at times,
Yeah, I
but
would have to agree.
they, like, over time, as a rule, I feel like we've just, and, you know, with Disney and before Disney, it's like, the Force has gotten so crazy as to what you can do with it, you know? Like
Well-
Homeboy's pulling a Star Destroyer out of orbit at one point, and at that point, you're just kind of like,
I would agree.
you're like, okay, it's Star Wars, but I'm still like, suspension of disbelief pierced. Thanks, you know.
One of those core premises, I think, in Star Wars is that yes, anything's possible, but they also prove that your devotion and you gain more power as you go on.
Yeah.
So it's like just believing you can do it doesn't mean you can.
Yeah.
Experience counts. And yeah, so that there were certain parts of that game that were ridiculous.
But I like the mechanics were really good. I feel
I
like
thought the mechanics were pretty good.
the first one you haven't, like, there's nothing like that out there in terms of just like, okay, I'm gonna throw you all over, ragdoll, chain lightning, all these saber combos. Like, there's nothing that got all that.
I think that with any sort of Star Wars video game, you have to kind of dub down, unless it's a solo campaign experience.
Mm-hmm.
You have to kind of dub down the Jedi characters, otherwise it then imbalances the game,
Right.
and that's just the nature of the beast.
Absolutely.
Right.
The very original.
I still like.
Oh god, it's weird because there's 2 rounds of Star Wars Battlefront, and there were like original Xbox generation of Battlefront and Battlefront 2, and then there's, you know, the Xbox One PS4 generation of Battlefront and Battlefront 2. And the first 2 I really enjoyed, and I think the first number 2, if that makes sense, is like hugely popular and was done really well. The Jedi Knight, the Dark Forces games from ages ago, I really love those, and those, like, there's like Jedi Knight and Jedi Knight 2 and Jedi Academy, and those kept building on each other, and the saber combat and stuff, and I felt like they did really good jobs with that at times, and they had good stories and pretty good art, and it's like you were saying, and mechanics are important to me, but I think like story and art will carry a game a lot more than
I think they can, but I think when they
For me personally.
when the game has all of them, I think it's like the trifecta.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The size of this, like,
Empire at War was, parts of it were really good, parts of it I really enjoyed, parts of it I didn't care for. X-Wing, TIE Fighter, X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter, Rogue One for the 64.
Now you're really getting back
I am.
Rogue Squadron.
Not Rogue, yeah, Rogue Squadron, that's what I meant to say, thank you. God, yeah. I'm trying to think of like the newer Star Wars games that I've played, and I can't think
It doesn't
of.
really
I've one for years. EA's been sitting on the license and only made 2 games with it until recently, which is the 3rd one.
I played the second last battle.
What are you talking about, Hunter? That EA's been sitting on?
New Star Wars games.
Oh, because EA's been, yeah.
Swatting on the license.
I mean, Knights of the Old Republic. That was
Yeah.
But that's a little dated by today's standards.
sure, but like Hunter just said, they're just like there hasn't been much more now, you know.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
there was a part of that came down from Disney. Disney decided to stop when they first bought Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
There was many games in production which they canned.
Yeah.
And the basic idea was to limit shareholder risk while starting the development process over.
Yeah.
Because there was a game that people were really psyched about called like 1138 or something, or something like that. It was a level. It was like an Underworlds kind of game.
Huh.
There was no Jedi insofar as I know. It was just like you were just like a couple gunslingers running around like an Underhive of Coruscant or something.
That.
And they had a
pretty dope to
promo
me.
level that people tried out and they really liked it.
I don't know how I didn't even see that.
Well,
Okay.
because it got canned. I mean, that was the whole point. It got shut down.
Erased from public memory.
Yeah.
Factor 5 created a Rogue Squadron game for the Wii. That was apparently supposed to be like the best of its kind. It got canned. But even back when Lucas was
Yeah, I forgot that Disney disbanded LucasArts shortly after they took it over, which is sad. But like, so yeah, it's like those older games are the game. If you're not counting friggin' Battlefront and I guess before that Force Unleashed, it's just there wasn't a lot since
There
then.
was a lot of games before that, but that was back when I was like a kid.
Sorry, I meant since then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shadows of the Empire was.
Yeah, dude.
Empire at War.
Yeah, I said that one. That was great. They had a reskinned Age of Empires 2 game, which is I can't remember what it was called, but it's just like ridiculous that was like a thing. That was when and you know, some of my friends had great problem with it when if you had flying units, you know, in an RTS, and I guess some games still do this, is and they just kind of sit there, you know, they're just like hanging in the air right there, and you're like, this isn't realistic, but that's neither here nor there. People always hated.
Do you remember when they had when Phantom Menace came out? They had a Phantom Menace game. It was like actually kind of popular. You basically played as either Luke or Obi-Wan, and you just ran around. Or not Luke or Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
And you just ran around. Basically, you just did the whole movie just as Jedi. So you ran around the ship fighting trade droids, and then you ran around Naboo fighting, I don't know, frogs.
Yeah.
More droids.
Yeah, more droids.
And so basically, you just follow the entire story just as a Jedi.
I mean, yeah, I would do
It's
that.
fun.
That's
It was
cool.
It was a really fun, very.
I remember pod racing was a big thing. The pod
actually,
racing game.
I will not say I loved that game because it was so simple. It was just racing at high speeds.
Yeah, yeah.
It was very fun. They actually had this awful game that I admittedly played way too much of, where it was like a duel game, but you'd have vehicles.
Okay.
So it was like, you know, you could be like a trade droid tank, Rancor, like a pod racer or something. I don't remember.
What?
And you just basically ran around these arenas, which were semi-interactive, trying to destroy each other.
Just like friggin' Twisted Metal, like.
Yeah, I guess that's it. It was Twisted Metal for Star Wars.
Okay,
And it was
I'm down.
It was a surprisingly fun game.
Yeah.
This was like back in like the 90s.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, people are so critical of just like entertainment in general now.
I think
It's
they
kind
just have a
of
lot more time, and the internet has just made them.
yeah.
This is not.
No. But yeah, it is. It is what it is.
It does, from my perspective as a creator, though.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of makes me, as an artist, it's very discouraging.
Absolutely.
In a lot of ways, it makes you not want to create because people are so boldly critical.
Yeah.
To a degree that didn't even exist.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the criticism is without understanding, like, I don't know, circumstances.
Yeah.
Like budget or time taken
Yeah.
or pressure.
Like we were just talking about the reskins, like, you know, if you're completely redoing your model textures and updating that kind of thing on a video game, it's a lot of work. And it's not just, you're not just like, oh, they just slapped some new art on it and it's, you know, no, they still spent hundreds and hundreds and thousands of man hours, you know.
One of my favorite franchises, not Star Wars, was a game called Dead Space, which is great. It's a really great sci-fi third-person shooter game.
Sure.
And they released the first one to great review, and then they released a sequel, which was also very well received. And then they got a lot of pressure on the third one to turn it into more of an action, less horror. And they also introduced a credit system. And I think that people forget that these mandates came down from their bosses.
Yeah.
So the game didn't do as well. It underperformed. But arguably, it was kind of like, well, this is what you guys wanted.
Yeah.
But then they still get blamed for it, and it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get what you ask for, and that's the worst thing you can have.
Yeah. Well, it's people always like, whenever new MMOs come out, they get compared to Warcraft because it's it's been the gold standard for a long time, and there's always a problem on release. You know, you're never gonna have a smooth release. You never have that much testing done. It's gonna be problems. Period. Like with your servers, with talking with any MMO. And people are like, oh, but Warcraft's so good, it's stable, yada yada, why would I play this? And nobody remembers, or they weren't necessarily there when Warcraft launched. It was a huge fucking mess. It was awful. I played it on release, and it's like, I think I had almost a month of time refunded within the first quarter because of the number of days the server was down. And it's like, it's just like, by comparison, a lot of games do way better than that, but they still have issues, and they get, compared still, and it's just like, it's not very fair,
I honestly have never played Warcraft. Or actually, I think the only time I've ever played is back before.
I was gonna say, do you mean WoW or do you mean the RTSs? Do you mean the MMO or the RTSs, or both?
I played the RTSs back in the very early 90s.
Yeah.
And that was before I think, honestly, they weren't even online. They were just playing.
They re-released number 2 to have an online component, like years after. And then that's what they're doing now, is re-releasing number 3, and that's the other kind of like thing they're doing. And the reason I'm getting that is because, 3 came out, I was like in middle school, early high school, so like late 90s, and having the ranked matchmaking and all this extra stuff to it, there was none of that. So I think people are, excited to get those updates onto the rehashed version.
Yeah.
Okay. This got crazy. I do not have the music cue on, guys. I'm sorry. If we have how many songs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let me start up Nightbot. I think if Nightbot's getting it. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, we got some of the stuff saved from like a while ago.
Through the gates of hell, as we make our way to heaven, through the Nazi lines.
Alright, there you go. There you go. I took Preston's playlist away. I couldn't stay in there anymore, guys. I'm sorry. I have not taken the time to make my own. As I said quite a few many times. Alright, typhus conversion. I'll phone with these, yeah. God, Minecraft, there was a game. It was a long time ago, one of the most interesting games I've seen mechanics-wise. And it never really got... We were playing it in kind of the beta, so it didn't really have any, like, meat, any content to it. Hell, the mechanics was this, basically like a Star Trek simulator. You'd get, I think you wanted 6 people, and one was, so the idea was to have one server, so to speak, hooked up to preferably a large monitor, which we used like a TV, big flat screen or something for. And then everybody would have their individual computers, and your captain would have like a tablet. And
So you were like the bridge crew?
you were the bridge crew. Somebody was weapons, somebody was the helm, somebody was like engineering. It was pretty cool. And so the kind of the point of it was like you would role play it, you know. That would, if you role played it, that would add to the whole thing and make it a cool experience. But I haven't seen people do that. But no, it was a long time ago. But I played it like when I used to do like LAN parties and stuff with some of my friends. So we kind of get into it. But it was really unique, and I thought it was great. It was a really cool idea. The problem, Vaughn, I have using a big monitor like that is the way the resolution translates sometimes in certain games. The text is like so small, or just it's just really hard. It's really hard to read. Like I was trying to play because my wife loves Civ. And I was trying to play with her, but she's like, no, I want to be downstairs on the couch. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll bring my computer down here, hook it up to the TV, and can't do it because you can't read any of the, like, details and stuff. It's cool to do. If you're playing a first-person shooter, it's not a problem if you're playing something where you need to read a ton. I've added a lot to this sheet. Do it. Do it. Yeah, I'm like a quarter of the way through this pot, and I'm like, well, yeah.
So much of it just ends up up to rush.
That is also true. Am I putting this in places that don't make sense? Maybe. Am I putting it in places that look good? Yes.
Wait, what's tracking the other one? See where that is. Because what he might be doing is saying that, like,
So he ordered that one first, but somehow this one arrived first.
so he opened up a case over there?
Dwarf Ironbreaker's consignment.
Yeah.
People
are so. I love the fact that more complaints come in under $10 than anything else.
No, it's the miniatures.
So he bought two things. We think he got one before the other. He sent a little video of the price. Like he got
There are different items that I bought. So, that is interesting. But so here's the two items. This.
It's been a while since I could hold my head up high.
He got the second one first. So she bought it. Okay, he's the only person that bought them. And then if he waits a couple days. And honestly, you can also wait it out. Like, by the time, like, you get like a week to respond to these things. So by then it will be received.
He has a track.
People are, just assume anything with people. Like, why do they get upset over it?
Yeah. Why do they? People. What a bunch of
Well, I mean,
bastards.
people like, yeah.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I
I don't know.
just,
I just mean that, like, I think that I like to think that it's not about the price, it's about pride. It's about, like, it has nothing to do with the value, but it has everything to do with, like, I gave you this money. Their opinion,
Yeah.
I think, shirks them or something.
I also might suggest that if it's, a cheap product, so to speak, inexpensive, I mean to say, that those people probably or may have less disposable income to do with that. And so maybe the intrinsic value of their disposable income,
$5 better.
right. And if it matters a lot to them, if $5 matters a lot to them, maybe that's why they get upset. Let me check Discord chat. Rylock's asking me to check Discord chat. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I said I was going to do some blast stuff, but... Nice. Alright. No more stopping the stream to tell me to look at memes, okay? It's not an appropriate use of our time. I'm not going to share it with you guys right now. If you want to look at... I said memes. I'm not going to share it with you guys right now. If you want to look at the memes, go to our Discord page. If you don't know, if you're not on our Discord page, follow the commands. Alright, let's try to make this not just like a generic blob and actually get it to... Ooh, yeah. Oh, that was really good streaks, and then I ruined it. Getting an army commission painted is rough, especially because of the cost of the plastic. For the plastic not so expensive, money would be easier spent on painting. Absolutely, man. It's rough. It's just kind of like a crazy thing to deal with because you think about, and we've talked about this before in terms of, the time spent and how much you would pay an artist, not to mention the materials and the value of getting customer service.
I've been thinking about this army and what we budgeted time for
Oh my gosh.
versus what the realistic time was for. I mean, I think that, it's safe to say this project is over 160 hours.
Yeah, easy.
Okay, and that's us loosely calculating it. So here's the thing. Can you imagine a dedicated hobbyist, like not even a dedicated, a casual hobbyist?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I was like, no wonder people don't get their projects done. I was like, because here's someone who we're coming in every day and working on it.
Yeah.
But, like, let's say on the weekend, like your situation, you got a kid, you have a wife,
Yeah.
you have responsibilities. Maybe you get in like 3 hours a weekend hobbying, maybe.
Yeah.
And then you do the math on that, and you're like, okay, so that's 12 hours a month. It would take this person over a year to do the army.
Oh yeah.
And that's just very loose, dirty math.
Yeah.
That's not taking into account things like holidays, commitments, sickness, whatever.
Right. Right. Yeah. But then you're like, you know, if you look at, and I don't know, like, I'm trying to set some good levels, like Will when he was starting out versus me versus Preston, and how much you would pay each of us an hour, and then convert that 160 hours to do this project into whatever that, you know, skilled artisan price per hour is, not to mention materials, shipping, overhead, you know, the customer service aspect of it. We're constantly sending work in progress photos and checking in, and there's questions and emails and all sorts of things going on. And you factor in all that cost, and you're like, holy shit. Even just on a, oh, I want this character, you know, really well done, and he's got a banner, it's 5 or 6 hours. Extrapolate that out, and you're like, holy shit. I'm gonna pay 10 times the cost of this model? Yeah.
I think one of the biggest problems with the industry is that if there is an industry, so to speak,
Yeah.
is that people don't equivocate their time that way.
Yeah.
And even when they do equivocate their time, they're using the only metric they know for value, which is what someone paid them. So, like, you know, if I work at like a company and they pay me $15 an hour, if they're charging for my time that way, that company would go out of business. So that company is probably charging 2 or 3 times that per hour for those hours.
Yeah.
But people don't think about that. They think about the fact, like, oh, if I can get $15 an hour, do what I'm making it worth, and that's just not true.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about all of the other stuff, like the time to advertise and build your website.
Right.
To acquire.
Even just simply on that, paint
Right.
and glue and hobby knives
So
and cutters that you're gonna.
I think that people just undervalue it.
Yeah.
I remember thinking about, because I used to do photography on the side.
Mhm.
I remember thinking about the first time I heard a photographer tell me they charged like $5 grand for a wedding. I was like, "Are you nuts?" But then I thought about it. And I started dialing down the hours, the prep time, the meetings, the phone calls, and then actually the wedding was the easiest thing.
But then
That
you're
was-
photo editing. You're combing through thousands of photos and editing them, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and hopefully if you're a smart photographer, you're limiting that. Like, I used to limit the gallery to something like 100 images.
Mhm.
Because, like, yeah, you're combing through like 1,000 photos.
$200 for spark plugs. Yeah. Yeah.
I went to Chick-fil-A the other day.
Mhm.
It was $7.
Yeah.
I don't remember when this happened. When did food get this?
Well, I went to Jersey Mike's and got a regular size sub. It was $14. You know, like.
It's like $10 for a meal, like, you know.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And when you get responses in spam folder and they're like, "What the fuck? That costs extra." says yeah. Well, at least you realize it. No, I'm just kidding. You know, sometimes it's like that, and sometimes you get people who, and I'm just taking word of mouth from Caleb, like, you can spend an hour or 2 hours going back and forth with them. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's, you know, well, what if we do this and the price is a little lower, but I want this part and it costs that much, and okay, if I add on these guys, how much extra is that? And then you spent 2 hours emailing them, and then
And then they're like, nah.
they say, nah, no thanks, and you're not getting paid for that time. Like,
I had this guy on eBay one day do something like that. He was trying to explain our shipping combination.
yeah,
He couldn't. I was like, you have to add your items to the cart, then you have to commit to buy, and then
Yeah.
you combine your invoice. And
yeah,
I swear to God, 30 emails to explain to him why I couldn't see into his cart on his page. I think the guy was like 80 years old. And I just think he didn't understand.
yeah,
And
yeah.
even after all of that, we got him to make the purchase finally, and then he was like, I don't want to do this, I want to refund. So then,
What?
after all that,
Yeah.
I refunded him. I don't know. It was just. It was
Yeah,
exasperating.
that's a mess,
It's a great
man.
story, but it was exasperating on the day.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about what, like, how much do you think a good web designer makes,
I
like,
think,
on an hour? You know, if he's charging that way, or
well, Bruce always underbilled for his time, which is one
Yeah.
of the reasons I've worked with him for so long. Is that Bruce always like, you know, he would tell me a number and I'd be like, I would immediately agree before he would change
okay,
it.
okay, nice.
I think a good web designer charges a lot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if a good web designer. I don't know. I heard a statistic the other day that a good website should cost between $3,000 to $5,000 for your
Woo!
initial setup, which feels right.
Well, I guess it depends on how much you need on there. You know,
It
like,
depends on the level of interactivity.
yeah,
I mean, like, if you want a placeholder, they have templates for that. And for most people, those templates are fine.
yeah. Oh, what was I gonna say?
But like, our website has been like over the course of 10 years, it's very interactive. There's
Right.
like, forms and apps. And
Yeah.
Customized. And
Yeah.
that all costs a lot. Like, if I had to value a website, I'd say I've probably done like well over 50 grand for it. Just paying Bruce. Plus all the apps and installations and all the little software features. All
Yeah.
that stuff. It all adds up.
And if you were doing this and you were a solo artist, you wouldn't necessarily need that, and you might might be okay with a template, but yeah,
You just get a WordPress page and you make it work with that.
yeah,
But there's limitations there. I don't know. I mean, I've seen up done lots of different ones. Obviously, the lowest bar of entry is a Facebook page.
right.
Just like, I'm an artist, I take initiative.
But we wouldn't survive. We need a
Well, I don't. I mean, I think you get what you get. Right?
yeah.
That's what you have. That's the business.
$200 for an oil change. Wow.
Wow, that is pretty.
Jesus. You got that is fucking bullshit out before your wife walked you away.
That's impressive.
Right. Mercedes Benz.
Alright, well, that makes a little difference.
Yeah.
Doesn't get me.
Spark plugs though. 200 for spark plugs and 200 for an oil change. That was, and this is gonna be like hashtag first world problems, but we eventually had to give it up. And this is the kind of people my in-laws are. My mother-in-law wanted a new car. She drives a Lexus SUV, and she got a new Lexus SUV, and very graciously they gave us the old one. Like, wow, thanks. That's a new car. And I sold my. It was new for us. It was like an 8-year-old Lexus SUV. I sold my really crappy Saturn Ion for not a lot of money at all. But if you think about it, and if you're not, you'd be like, oh yeah, wow, I just got a Lexus for free. And it's like, yeah, but now you're paying taxes on a Lexus. Now you're paying Lexus parts for repairs. It's yeah. And we eventually were like, okay, we're gonna get a new car, guys. Sorry. Thanks for the trade-in value. An 08 Ion. I liked my Ion, man. Yeah, but they were like, oh, this will be safer for your kid. We were like, okay, thanks. And obviously the equity of it was worthwhile and great, and I don't blame them, but like they knew they had to know we weren't gonna hold on to the car just because.
Well, they probably had a hard time.
Yeah.
I think that's one of those.
Yeah. I don't know. My father-in-law is pretty grounded. He's pretty good at that. My mother-in-law is not, but.
Well, and some people manage to keep that. Some people when they acquire wealth, they keep some sense of that grounding forever.
Yeah.
But it's. I think for a lot of people, it's very sad.
I would agree. Yeah, 16 Dart, which was bought new, no problems, 13 smart car. Yeah. Yeah, so now, and Katie and I, we try to be responsible with it. We have a Kia Soul, you know, which is, we go for safety first because, you know, you can get some things that are just like weird. We have a small kid. There's crazy people driving, you know. Hate driving. I mean, I love steering my vehicle and riding around. I hate being near other people on the road. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, I like the mechanical act of driving. I don't like having to deal with traffic and idiots. You know what I mean? I think everybody can relate. Is that the box on wheels? No, it's not. Well, it's kind of. Kind of. It's not like the Cube, you know? It's not there. I like being able to be like, okay, I'm gonna get the Soul Key and go outside, you know? And we have a Prius. Yeah, we have a Prius. Both cars are extremely economical. I realize that it's not everyone because it is a front-end investment, but the Prius is the cheapest car that you could quite possibly get new now because of the total owner cost over the course of the vehicle. And you know, it's environmentally responsible. I don't know exactly where I was going with that. I love a Tesla. You can't get a Tesla. And I know for sure somebody could make one that's cheap, you know? But it's sadly, it's a novelty item right now, which is just... What are we listening to, guys? What? Kind of. Oh, Friday. Nice. Oh my god. Are those kids even old enough to drive? I'm looking at the video right here.
Why are they hanging out with the 40-year-old rapper?
What?
That's the back to black.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait, there's a 40-year-old...
Yeah, you start rapping and halfway through. Like, why are you hanging out?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna make you... It's like I can't really hear it. It's just slightly in the background. I'm leaving that around for you guys. I'm leaving that around. He says skip it. No! You made your bed.
You ever think about, you know, back in the day, like people used to marry very young people, like they married, like a 40-year-old didn't marry like 13-year-old women. You ever think about the period of time between that when it started to get awkward? You know, like as how classes, like as people set a higher standard, like who was the last guy holding on to it? You know, he's just like, all right, I know it's not trendy, guys. But, you know, like how often were those conversations? You know, like was it a slow dissolution? Or did it
Are you saying it's still not a thing? Are you saying it's not a thing anymore?
You know, like for example, like what was that show? There's an English show I really like. Oh man, I haven't seen it in years. I just had a movie
Conversation.
It's an old house. It's an old manor. It's about the fall of classes.
Okay.
The show's about. It's a big house in England, and there's a bunch of servants in it.
Okay.
There's a bunch of rich people in it, and it's about the dynamic between the two.
Sure.
Someone will name it in a minute.
Yes, they will.
Okay, anyway, so it's a great show, but it's a very slow show that you have to like let it build, and it's very much about the dying aristocracy. It's about how the servant class eventually rose up to become now the middle class, and how the aristocracy died out. But it took hundreds of years for that dynamic to fade.
Yeah.
And for people who were previously in servitude to say, no, I don't want that anymore. And for the people who are aristocrats to have their wealth fade enough that those lines became blurred.
Are we talking about Downton Abbey?
That's it.
Okay. Because I've never watched that show.
It's a
but
great show, but it's a very slow burner.
Okay.
Not everybody likes it. My wife hated it.
Yeah.
But I loved it. And anyway, the point being is just like, imagine like that in context too. At a certain point in time, someone who previously served eventually decides they want to be more on level with like the people they were serving.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's all. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like pedophilia is okay.
I don't know. People are perverts, and I think people are still perverts.
I think so too, but I'm just saying that back then it was essentially like, it wasn't perverted because it was normal, but over time people probably thought, oh, it's still perverted, man. Like,
Yeah.
gotta stop that.
All right, let's raid somebody. Shoshi's on. I like Shoshi. We haven't seen. She got death threats over that song. People are still always be pervs. Yeah, Vaughn. Yeah. Get rid of this. You guys good? Let's go see Shoshi. I haven't seen. I think I've talked to her like twice since we met in Chicago.
They're coming
And
out
she's
with
working on
really
Titanic as
soon,
Warlord, and it's coming along really well.
which is exciting.
So let me do this.
I don't know what colors they're going to be coming out with, but
And
that's the only beef that I have against the Pro Krill line is that they just don't have a lot of colors.
do
But
this.
they're constantly putting out new ones. They're growing paint line. I think that they're the.
Not it? There we
Lots.
go.
Okay.
There we go. All right, guys. Everybody have a good. Oh wait, hang on.
The blue
Brian.
one, I've never
He's
seen
in the
that.
back.
Okay. 1 second.
Okay.
You streaming it? Yeah. 7 to what? 7 to 9. Okay.
Not here, I guess.
For now,
Here or not here?
I'm going to make
Really?
this
Yeah,
entire
it's late.
weapon. No
He came in
paint.
right. Isn't that his
You
thing?
did come in pretty late.
Okay. We're gonna be back 7 to 9, guys. Check out Brian. He'll be working on some terrain 7 to 9. We're gonna hop over to Shoshi, and you guys. I won't see you, so have a good weekend. But everybody, yeah, check us back out 7. That's in about 3 hours. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will see you all on Monday. Maybe doing some characters Saturday night. We'll see.
We'll make all the little pieces. of
But thanks for
plan,
tuning in, y'all. Let's go.
the original color.
Turn her up.